Welcome to another New Manchester video. This is yours truly. And before I start this video, I've been going online and leaving comments on every video that I watch on YouTube channels on YouTube. And every comment that I leave in the comment section of all of these videos on every YouTube channel, I get negative hate and bashing. I get a lecture. You name it. People in the United Kingdom saying that the UK has a standard, has a shitty style of living, and a lot of Americans are not moving to the UK, and you guys enjoy a lot of things here in the States, and people in Canada are complaining about socialism is bad, and that's the reason why Canada is a shithole and other crap like that. And got into a back and forth with a freedom-loving, blind, ignorant, asshole, crazy American who doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. These people, these people complain. Some say that their country's the best. Some say their country's not the best. And I'm getting more of, oh, my country isn't the best. My country is shit. Stay in America. You make more money there. And you make more money and you have freedom. And someone from Canada told me this. You know what? I come to a conclusion that, I don't give a rat's ass what these people are saying about their country or what they're saying about the US. I know in my heart of hearts that the US is one of the worst countries in the world. Those people who live in sane, civilized societies don't have a clue that how good that they have it. I think the British, I think people in England or in the UK who complain about their country is shit and the standard of living is shit. It's just mainly a bunch of conservatives, because I don't hear any liberal Brits talk about how bad it is. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not planning on moving to the UK. I have my eyes set on France. So yeah. I'm not going near Canada. And I'm getting out of America. Because America is one of the worst countries for social life, dating life, mental health. You have a 50-50 chance of going crazy in this country. And the food is unhealthy, has a lot of chemicals and toxins in them. I can go on and on and on about how bad America is, but I'm not gonna do that because I got a video to make, and in this video, actually, this video, I'm gonna do another video about Texas, and I found something online from my Vacon Mine, and it's a post about how much Texas sucks, and the post is titled "A Few Reasons Why Texas Sucks." I also found more things about people, how people feel about Texas who live outside the state, you know. And I live in this state. I mean, I live in the eastern part of the state. I live in eastern Texas. So I'm gonna go ahead and read some things that I found online. And this first thing that I found is a post from Buck, which is titled again, "A Few Reasons Why Texas Sucks." And it starts off as this, and here it is. Texas sucks. Okay, so perhaps I should elaborate on that statement. Texas sucks because of its oppressive heat and humidity. It's backward, almost Taliban politics, and because even though it is a massively huge state, there's really nothing to it. Depending on where one is in Texas, it can take all day just to drive out of the state. The saying that everything is bigger in Texas is true, but not in a positive manner in which Texans use the phrase. Ego's backwardness, a very misguided and irrational pride in the state, vehicles, and insanely long stretches of highway are all definitely bigger in Texas. When driving through West Texas, one can quite literally drive for hours and see nothing but dirt, roadkill, and a few shrubs, along with a few places that are about 10 to 15 houses with a dilapidated post office and one trashy convenience store thrown together to make what passes as a town. No matter where you go in that vast state, it's incredibly hot. There are no real seasons in Texas. There's just not as hot, which passes for winter, getting hot, which passes for spring. People and animals start dying from heat, which passes for summer, and damn, it's still hot, which passes for fall. Of course, there is a torrential flooding that destroys roads, dams, homes, and kills people and animals during the spring and early summer. Can't leave part out. Okay. Drive to the far east and you'll run into pine trees so dense that you can't even see what's around the corner. Drive to the west and you'll see incredibly long stretches of dirt. To the north is also lots of dirt, and to the south is yet more dirt until you finally reach the ocean. So yeah, that's about all there is to Texas. I'm really trying to think of something positive about the state, and the only thing I can come up with is the barbecue. Yeah, true. Texas likes to tort itself as a friendly state. Bullshit. Don't bet on that. Entering the state, you'll be greeted with signs that threaten your right from the start. Don't mess with Texas. Yeah, that lame ass anti-littering slogan. And they also use it to say that to you if you bash the state and bash people in the state. Well, yeah, they'll use don't mess with Texas to bash. I mean, they use the don't mess with Texas anti-littering slogan, excuse me, to tell people not to bash the state and messing with the people by bashing the people. They'll say that, like it's something. And to me, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean shit. Okay. It's also an extremely gun happy state. If you go to Texas, just assume that everyone you meet has a gun on them. Some you will be able to see plainly because it is legal to open carry in Texas. Others still prefer to opt out for the concealed carry option. People in Texas love their guns, and they want to carry them everywhere. True. Strangely, knives are not legal to carry in Texas unless they have a very short blade. I guess they are worried there will be more mass killings committed with a knife than by someone walking around with a gun with a double sack magazine. That's Texas logic for you. There is no logic. These people here in Texas don't run on logic. There's no logic. If you want to visit a place where religious fanatics, homophobia, and guns all mix together in one place, you don't have to fly to the Middle East. Just go to Texas. You'll find all of the above in abundance. If you want to see how animals that are about to be turned into hamburgers and steaks live, you can find that here too. You can smell the places miles before you actually see it. The cattle are bunched so tightly together, standing knee deep in their own waste. That is hard to imagine how they manage to even breathe much unless move around. Yep, that's gonna be someone's next hamburger or steak, or perhaps even the barbecue I mentioned earlier. Cattle are bunched so tightly together. Yeah. Yeah, I drive on highways here in Texas. I'm Eastern Texas, and outside of the city, like, actually, I drive through the forest. I see a bunch of shacks, wooden houses, with cars that don't run anymore. That's all over the place, like in front of the houses or behind the houses. Yeah. Yeah, out in the sticks, out in the middle of nowhere, like outside of cities. It's just a dump in the piney woods. The small towns are, I've driven through a small town. Like, I went to a small town, and I remember making a video there, and I made a video there, and also I went there without making a video to sit around. Like, went to a park at a small town, and I got I ran into a police officer who drove to a parking lot in his unmarked police car and waited and pulled up when I got in my car to leave, and asked me, do you act like this? Do you act strange and all of this? And he drove off, and parked on the side of the road and waited for me to leave. And when I got in my car and leave, he followed me. And he followed me, so I played around with him. So I turned off in other streets. He followed me, then he zipped back and drove to the other side to follow him, to follow me and keep tabs on me. So I did that. Then after that, I left the city, and he followed me out to the city until I left the city limits. Then he turned off somewhere. So I think that's racism, or that's the fact that someone saw me, quote unquote, acting strange and called the police. And I was in this park in this small city. I saw an SUV with police markings on it driving around the park. Crazy. So yeah, let me continue this. We can't overlook the fact that Texas is among the worst in the nation when it comes to education, and also one of the worst states for women. Yeah, it is one of the worst states for women. I mean, yeah, they're against abortion. It's a very conservative state, these I don't want to get political. I won't say this. I mean, these Republicans, I mean, I don't know what it is. Like, they're against abortion, they're pro-life, and they don't want to see an unborn life being killed through an abortion. If a pregnant woman decides to get an abortion, or her and her husband or boyfriend decide to get an abortion, yeah, some of these, some women, they just get like, they have sex, they get pregnant, I'm not gonna get into that, but how I feel, like, okay, like, when this unborn life is born, these so-called pro-life people, these conservatives who are for pro-life, don't care about the programs being cut for the unborn life to survive on after it's born. And they don't care if that unborn life is born with a disability. I say a learning disability, mental retardation, mild mental retardation, Down syndrome, Asperger's. I mean, they don't care about that life be born with a disability. And if that life like commits a crime and they don't understand their crime, they don't know any better, they're put to death in Texas by being put on death row and killed off. The logic from these pro-life conservatives really don't make a whole lot of sense to me, because they don't run on logic at all. Okay, more about education in the worst state for women. Can we continue this post? Regarding education, a report that came out earlier this year by Education Next that generated and crunched the numbers from other independent sources, including the National Assessment of Educational Progress, ranked Texas as having the worst education standards in the entire nation. That's true. The personal finance site Wallet Hub ranked Texas at number 42 in the nation when it comes to the best and worst places for women financially. Some of the reasons for this terrible ranking were paid/earnings, unemployment among women, and the number of female-owned businesses. So there you have it. Just some of the reasons Texas sucks ass. Okay, here's 23 comments. Okay, from that post, here's the first comment from Jim Tackate. It's a Native American or an Inuit. Ask the Alaskan Native American. Texas sucks so bad it blows chunks. Anyway, Native American people are rare to be seen here too. Smart people don't live here, and the ones that do just exist. Life is too precious to waste on waste pit with a lonely star of red, white, and blue. The people of Mexico do most of the work here, while obese locals pop a beer can and state racial slurs as if they are awesome. So yeah, I said it. Lakota people throw up things better than these folks cherish as normal. Yeah. I went to school with a Native American, a Cherokee Indian. I'm not gonna say her name. Um, she's a Texan, she told me that a lot of people in Texas, not all have issues. So she's saying that they're crazy. So yeah, I agree with her on that. But she's kind of messed up. She kind of messed up herself, because she is a Texan, by the way. Okay, here's a response from Buck, who posted the post. You're right on point, brother. Respect the Lakota people and all Native Americans. Okay, here's a comment from Ryan. People from Texas should stay in Texas. Stop coming up north and driving like idiots in the snow. Yeah, I can say something about that. People in Texas drive like maniacs. They drive crazy here. I mean, if you drive by the speed limit on a 2-lane road, I mean, they'll move on the wrong side of the road to pass you, or in Europe, or in countries like Britain and France, overtaking. They'll pass you on the wrong side of the road if they feel that you're going too slow. Then after that, they'll move back onto the right side of the road. They overtake you by getting on the wrong side of the road to pass you if they feel like you're going too slow. I mean, yeah, they weave in and out of lanes. They tailgate. They drive way too close up to you. They'll drive behind you from the back, like they drive like real close up to you from the back, and that's just dangerous. And they might hit you from behind. And if that happens, they'll say that, it's his fault. He's the cause of the accident. And I heard that in Dallas, if someone hits your car, they'll blame you for it. And it's not even your fault. It's their fault because they were driving like maniacs. They're driving crazy. And in Dallas, I mean, I've been to that city a lot. They drive like lunatics up there. They drive like maniacs, psychotic. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, that's true. But people drive crazy everywhere. I mean, France has bad drivers, and so does the UK, and in other parts of America outside of Texas. But here it's just insane here. Okay, here's Buck's comment from Ryan. Response from Ryan. Agree, though it should be pointed out that Texans drive like idiots, regardless of the weather or where they are. Okay, here's a post from Sean. Well said, Buck. I agree 100%. It's extremely validating to read this and know there are people out there who aren't members of this huge nationalist cult. Living here has a profoundly negative impact on my outlook, but it's also been very educational. I didn't realize people like this still exist. I grew up believing that this mindset is a relic of history, but it's important to see it firsthand. For example, prior to moving here, I didn't realize that unarmed black people are gunned down in their own homes by those whose duty is to protect them. With all of the pro-life rhetoric used as part of the political propaganda and concern, especially among evangelicals, the vote along rigid party lines and the scare tactics involving death panels back when Obamacare was proposed. Imagine my surprise to learn that the only state in the US to actually have literal death panels is Texas. Yeah, because people, pedestrians and people get killed by crazy motorists. I mean, I remember a black guy. This was back in the late 90s. An old black guy was beaten up by three white guys who got out of a pickup truck, chained him to a pickup truck, and drove down the road, dragging the old man, and his body parts start to come off his body, like his head, teeth, arms, legs. It was gruesome. Yeah. Then I heard about some black doctor who was married to some white woman. He got mysteriously killed, and CNN did a report by interviewing some cop in a jail, and this cop start arguing and said, "Oh, there's nothing to see." He didn't want to talk and just pushed away the news reporters. It was bizarre and it just didn't make any sense, you know. Okay, more to this. Mass shootings because they're afraid the state will turn blue, and the list of agriculture goes on and on. Disclaimer: I always consider myself politically conservative until moving here. Now I'm politically agnostic. Okay. Here's the response from Buck. Apologizes for my delay response, but I want to thank you for this comment. Living here has had profoundly negative impact on me also. I completely understand. I leave the state every chance I get, but unfortunately it's not often enough. I'm already 53, soon to be 54, and I feel a sense of urgency about leaving Texas. I want to resign in a state with at least some substance of sanity, and that is mostly definitely not Texas. Let me read this over again. I mean, I kind of stumble on this. Apologies for my delayed response, but I want to thank you for this comment. Living here has had profoundly negative impact on me also. I completely understand. I leave the state every chance I get, but unfortunately, it's not often enough. I'm already 53, soon to be 54, and I feel a sense of urgency about leaving Texas. I want to resign in a state with at least some substance of sanity, and that is most definitely not Texas. Yeah, there's no sanity here in Texas. It's just pure insanity all across the board. It is Wild Wild West, OK Corral crazy here. And it is like the people, not all, are nuts. You know, yeah, crazy people, stupid people, weirdos, assholes, and people who are full of crap. So yeah. Okay, here's a comment from K, the letter K. Northern Colorado is way better, is a better version of Texas. Northern Colorado is a better version of Texas. Okay, here's a comment from Eric. Build a wall and make Texas pay for it. The stupidity and inbreeding must be contained. Okay, here's a comment. Here's a response from Buck. Agreed. Fred Jones. You guys, Fred Jones. Okay, sounds like he's from Texas. This is a comment from Fred Jones. Here's his reply. You guys are all probably Bernie fans when you are not posting the second. If you hate Texas, stay out of it and shut the hell up. And here's Buck's response. Thanks, Fred, for this incredible display of exactly why Texas sucks. You, sir, are a genuine poster boy. Okay, here's a response from Rob. You got him there, but you know, I am a high school student who had just moved here from California, and the people are so uninviting and the weather is horrible. I moved to 3 different cities while in Cali, and I made numerous friends no matter what. I've been here for about a year now and still have no friends. It really sucks. I thought that it'd be more luxurious and we could do a lot more since the taxes and prices were lower. But honestly, I actually just gotten more work, and we haven't seen much of an let me start over again. Okay. You got him there, but you know, I am a high school student who had just moved here from California, and the people are so uninviting and the weather is horrible. I moved to 3 different cities while in Cali, and I made numerous friends no matter what. I've been here for about a year now and still have no friends. It really sucks. I thought that I'd be more luxurious and we could do a lot more since the taxes and prices were lower. But honestly, I've actually just gotten more work and we haven't seen much of an increase in income. At least I haven't seen any. Any tips on how to make my situation better? Yeah, I can relate to this comment. I'm from California, you know. When I lived in California as a kid, I made some friends. I had no problems making friends. I mean, I remember I got bitten by a snake and ended up in the hospital, and my teacher went to visit me. Yeah, you know, that was nice, you know. But, you know, when I moved to Texas, you know, I went from sugar to shit, you know. My dad retired from the military. He was stationed at a military base. And when he and I moved, yeah, me, my brother, my brother, my mom, and my dad, we all moved here. When I moved here, I went from sugar to shit. I went to this school in elementary school. In elementary, I was in the fourth grade, and I was in the third grade when I left California. Got here, went to school in the fourth grade at this school. I remember every time I got in trouble, the teachers would hit me in the ass with a wooden paddle, or yeah, and the Brits call this paddle a cricket paddle. I was hit in the ass by it like 3 times. It was crazy, like really. And one of the teachers I had was super religious. So yeah, I made friends with some of the kids, or some of the kids who were from Texas. Like some of them were from other states, and others were from Texas. And the ones who were from Texas was kind of weird and fucked up. So yeah, yeah, in that video, 66 reasons why Texas sucks. Um, yeah, Texas is a state where people from other countries and other U.S. states come to die. Okay, here's a response from Buck to Rob's comment. You pointed out some very accurate observations about Texas. Thank you. As for tips on making your situation better, I'm afraid I don't have much useful advice if you are stuck in Texas. My advice would be to leave the state as soon as possible, because all of the things you mentioned will drag you down. Okay, here's a response from Rob. Thank you for answering. At least I know that there are some people who agree with me about this state. Thanks anyway, man. Here's Buck's response. You're very welcome. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help. Good luck to you. Okay, here's a response from Eric. No, but you are probably a redneck who voted for Rick Perry. Do us a favor and stay in Texas, Joe Bob. Here's a comment from London. I totally agree. You didn't miss one point though. Before that, I was complaining earlier, as all the other people here were pulling out their thick winter coats and long sleeve shirts. You can hear people saying, "Wow, it's getting cold," all around, but looking at the weather app, it is 75 degrees. Hate it here, but it is an inaccessible hellscape. That's the point you forgot. The people here have egos just as big as Texas, as they brag about it. What was ever so great about Texas? Oh yeah, how they were an independent place once. Can't forget it after 3 years of Texas history. Although what they don't teach you is it was failing horribly. Texas is an absolute horrible place with trashy people and horrible weather. Couldn't have said more accurately myself. I have been giving the same points to my family for years now, but I guess we're stuck in this hellhole. Okay, Jennifer Lang. Here's a comment from Jennifer Lang. I've been browsing online to find something, anything, to make me feel like Texas is an appreciating state. It's an appalling state. My husband isn't really set on living anywhere else. For personal reasons, I understand. But I cannot stand it here. I hate everything. I have tried to tolerate it like it even, but I hate it so much. The politics are baffling. The gun-toting idiots are ridiculous. The lack of give a damn on everything except guns is frustrating, but holy hell, the egos are just amazing. And I don't mean that in a good way. Self-absorbed arrogance that plagues every single city is nauseating. I am an Alabama native, and inadvertently moved here to be close to the man I eventually married. Ironically, growing up, I say Texas and Alaska were the last places I ever lived. I have hoped after some time we'd be able to move out of here, but it's not possible. I love my husband so much, and I would do anything for him, but I cannot love this stupid state. I am trying to like it a little bit, but we've had such issues with getting substantial jobs in our respective careers, and we can't even make friends. People are just arrogant. I really have tried to like it here, but optimistic and all that, but it isn't working. I'd give anything to be anywhere else but here. Just glad to come across a blog that doesn't boast such pride about this stupid state. It makes me want to barf. Yeah. Yeah, this state makes me sick to my stomach. I can't stand living here. Okay, here's a response from Buck. I personally can't find anything at all appealing about Texas. I'm finally moving out of Texas next month, and I can't wait. Thank you for reading and commenting. Laura. Here's a comment from Laura. I'm with you. Texas sucks. Unfortunately, I've lived in this hellhole for 19 years, and it has been a living nightmare. I'm here because my husband is from here. I'm from Maryland. This godforsaken state is just plain nasty. The people who call Texas home are uneducated, low-life idiots. Since I've been here, I've been plotting my escape. Get out of here, if you still can. Here's a response from Buck. I couldn't agree more. I've been stuck in Texas for far too long. It looks like I'll finally be able to escape within a month and fulfill my lifelong dream of living in the mountains. When I do, I have no plans whatsoever to return to Texas for any reason. Thanks for reading and commenting. Here's a comment from Sky. I used to live really close to Chicago, about an hour away, and I love it. Not so hot summer lots of let me start over again. These people can't type. I used to live really close to Chicago, about an hour away, and I loved it. not so hot summers, lots of beautiful trees and shade, very diverse and blah blah blah. And my dad, brothers, and I had to move to Texas for whatever reason. It's been a couple of months since then, and I describe my life here at the moment. Crusty, dusty, and musky. I didn't know if it's just the area I lived in, but a house back in my hometown for about 120K is large with 3 bathrooms, 4 to 5 rooms, large backyard, etc. A house for the same amount here is for a poor excuse of a house, and personally, all meat and fruit/veggies are expensive as hell. I haven't seen any redeeming qualities of Texas in my stay. If there is, I would like to know, but from this post, I'm starting to rethink that there is. Okay. Here's a response from Buck. I've finally moved away from Texas recently to New Mexico, right at the edge of beautiful mountain range. I'm grateful beyond words to finally be out of Texas. I can't honestly think of no redeeming qualities regarding Texas. I'm sorry. Everything you described about Texas is spot on, and things are even worse now with Texas's handling of COVID. At least here in New Mexico, they take it very seriously, and the positive rate is incredibly low because of the measures taken to suppress and contain the virus. I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you stay safe there. And they aren't exactly taking people's health very seriously there. Thank you for reading and commenting. Okay, I think that's it. Yeah. I was gonna read more about what I found else online about Texas, but I'm gonna stop there. Yeah. What can I say? I mean, this state sucks. It's garbage. I mean, yeah. Yeah, the people here are trashy, not all. I mean, it's like this, yeah, some of the people who commented on one of my videos telling me that Texas is full of rude, arrogant people. And I'm gonna say this, yeah, the people here in Texas are rude, they're arrogant, and the ones who are friendly are full of crap, and the friendly ones will stick a knife in your back. I mean, and this happened to me at a job that I had. I mean, I remember I got in trouble and my boss went and talked to me, said what I was doing was great, and my boss turned around and scolded me about it. Yeah, I mean, and this was silly. I mean, I was pulling a pallet jack around. I had trouble pulling a pallet jack because I didn't know how to pull it around, and my boss was teaching me how to use a pallet jack and telling me pulling a pallet jack around was like pulling a little red wagon. And I said this, I guess she likes playing with little red wagons. And someone who worked with me said this, "Ooh, Richard got her good." Yeah, the people here are kind of dumb, it's like this, they'll tell you to do something, and that's all they do, and they're not very open and very specific on what they want you to do. I mean, I mean, they won't teach you a thing, but they always tell you what to do. I mean, if you have a disability, I say if you have a learning disability, I mean, they'll act like you're dumb. I mean, if you tell them you have a learning disability, and a lot of them, some of them, I said some of them, a lot of them don't care. All they care about is like telling you what to do. They feel like if you don't catch on, they'll take you out of the job that you're supposed to do and put you in another job. Like for instance, okay, doing picks by finding them goods to ship out to the sales floor for overnight stockers at Walmart. If they see that you can't do that job, they'll put you on cleanup. Same thing with overnight stocking. If they feel that you can't do the job right, they'll put you on cleanup or any other job. That's what they'll do. And these people who call the shots and tell you what to do, who are the bosses, they are dumb as shit. They are the dumbest people on the they are the dumbest. They are the dumbest people. So yeah, I mean, like I said before in a video, 66 reasons why Texas sucks. This state is nothing more than a gigantic vortex shithole of stupid people, religious nut jobs, religious maniacs, religious fanatics, assholes. People are full of shit. And the people who are grouchy and mean, I mean, I try to befriend this girl who I worked with at this job. Her name is Rebecca. I talked to her and she had this angry look on her face. And she had this look on her face like she didn't give a damn. I remember I gave her a lollipop one day. And the next day I was a janitor. I went to empty out this trash in the break room. I saw the lollipop that I gave to her. She threw it in the trash. What a bitch. You know, I don't know, and the crazy people here, they act like they're on crack. You know, it's just kind of funny as someone in that post called Texas people trashy people. Yeah, I agree. The people here are very, very trashy. You know, and the rich, wealthy people, I say the people with the nice cars and the nice houses and who have a lot of wealth, are so phony, fake, and full of it. They make me sick to my stomach. They're so plastic. And the ones who are really educated here, they let it go to their heads and they think they are the almighty. They think they're better than everybody. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the people here are self-centered. They're selfish. They lack self-awareness. They lack common sense. I mean, these people are horrible. And they are. And I agree with everything that I read in that post. Okay, I'm going to read what Fred Jones said again. You guys are all probably Bernie fans when you're not protesting the second. If you hate Texas, stay out of it and shut the hell up. Yeah, I seen people like him, and I hear people like him talk, you know, and I dealt with people like him in the past. I remember this guy left a comment on a video on some YouTube channel. I think the username of that YouTube channel is Rainbow Dash 72. Okay, this guy had the account name who left this comment on this on Rainbow Dash 72's video on his YouTube channel. The guy who left the comment has the username Aardvark Ragnick. Okay, he left a comment, and this is what this comment said. I think I can remember it. He talked about he wished all the people in Texas just die by having gasoline poured all over them, and someone light a match on them and drop the match on them and it just explode. I think that's what he said. And Rainbow Dash 72, who is a Texan by the way, left this comment, and he said this: try saying that to a real Texan. And I think I remember this guy was like attacked by everybody from Texas. And I think one guy by the name of Marshall Matters said this. I think, what did he say? I think, let me, okay, what did he say to Aardvark Ragnick? Okay, I think he said this to him. He says, so and so, you're a joke. I'm going to pray for you. And Aardvark Ragnick said something to Marshall Matters. Then all of a sudden, some random guy by the name of Hero said this: You say you got a big dick. You say you're gonna go to the Philippines. I doubt it. Don't come back. And that's what he said. And and I got this same treatment on a video that I watched from TYT. It was a video about that mass shooting that happened in Midland, Odessa, in West Texas, and I commented calling Greg Abbott a piece of elephant shit in a wheelchair. He's a scumbag, and he doesn't care about children getting their teeth knocked out during a mass shooting. And some guy left a comment. It was some goofball Texan. He left this comment to me on a video from TYT's YouTube channel, and he said this: well, fine then. Leave and go back to Cancerfornia. That's what he said. So these Texans who think like this and act like this, they have massive egos. They're arrogant. They're full of themselves. They're self-centered. And they just they say stupid stuff like this. If you bash the state and you say you don't like the state, if you don't like Texas, I just find that to be very silly. I mean, you never see people from other U.S. states or other countries talk like that. Yeah, it's like this. Hey, if you don't like where we live, just leave. They're not going to say it to you. Really, people in Texas like Fred Jones, they act like the state of Texas is a country, like it's special. And it's not. It's just a backwards conservative shithole. And that's all it is. There's nothing great about it here. Some guy talked about let's see, I can find it here. Yeah. Well, let's see if I can find it. See if I can find it here. Talked about the jobs here don't pay that much. And yeah, that is true, because there's a lot of low wage jobs here. They don't pay a lot. Let's see. Hold on, folks. I can find it. I'm flipping through my smartphone. I'm not on my iPad mini where I was reading this post and the comments to this post. Find it here. Okay, he says that I found it. This is from Sky. He says that he said the cost of living is low, but the pay is low, and he says that there's not all meat. There's like like meats and the unhealthy foods here are cheaper, and the fruits and vegetables are expensive. And that is true, you know. The fruits and vegetables here are expensive, and that's all over the United States. Yeah, yeah, the cost of living here is cheaper, but but the pay here is not that great. And and tax-free weekend is a joke. I mean, you don't pay taxes. You just don't pay any taxes when you buy things at stores or places that you shop at, and you just make less money on your job. It's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, I think I said I think I said this in the video that tax-free weekend is a joke. But it's a good idea. But it would be great if the state of Texas and the rest of the United States have a minimum wage of $20.20. And tax-free weekend here in Texas will take off. I mean, people in the state of Texas would just buy things at stores or places that they shop at, and after that, after tax-free weekend ends, they'll they still have enough money. They'll have a lot of money left over in their pockets. But with the low minimum wage here and tax with the low minimum wage here, they're not going to have anything. So tax-free weekend under a very low minimum wage here is a joke. But under a minimum wage of $20.20, $20.20, it'll take off and it'll mean something. Let's see. Also about Texas and how it is here. What can I say? I can think of this at the top of my head. What else? Yeah, you all remember Sandra Bland, who died at a county jail after she got in a scuff with a Texas Highway Patrol trooper. The Texas Highway Patrol trooper's name is Brian Insignia. He is Hispanic. And I noticed I watched his video and of him and Sandra Bland. Before he pulled over Sandra Bland, he pulled some college student over, and I noticed when he talked to the college student didn't say anything. He just bent over backwards and just kissed his ass. Then we went to pull over Sandra Bland for not signaling, like turning the right turn signal and signaling to let the trooper go, the highway patrolman go. She just moved into the right lane without signaling on the highway, and Brian Insignia just end up pulling her over. And I know it's like when he asked that college student what's wrong, and when he asked Sandra Bland what's wrong, he didn't like what Sandra Bland said, and he said this after she got done talking. Are you done? Said, yeah, I'm done. And the trooper Brian Insignia said this to Sandra Bland. will you please remove your cigarette? And Sandra Bland said, well, why I had to move? Why I had to remove the cigarette from my mouth? I mean, this is my car. And he said, you can step out of the car now. I said, well, I don't have to get out of my car. And just went on there. I mean, he just talked about, oh, I'm gonna light you up, and he treated her like dirt. And he did what he did to her because she stood up to him, she talked to him, and she was herself, and he didn't like it because she didn't bend backwards and kissed his ass like that college student did. Most of the people, the people here in Texas, some of them are just like silent, smiling pussies. They're wusses, weird. And Sandra Bland wasn't one of them because she was from Illinois, and you all know what happened. I mean, she got arrested, went to jail, and she died in prison mysteriously. And saw the mugshot of her, like this mugshot that was her mugshot was taken. I mean, when she was like dead. And I found this out, she was dead. So yeah, something funny's going on. A lot of weird, funny stuff goes on in this state. Yeah. Let's see what else. Let's see. What else I can find here? Find some comments that I read in this post. Let's see. Let's find it. Let's see. Let's see what else I can find here. See, I'll just read what Rob said. He talked about he's a high school student who just moved here from California, and he said the people here in Texas are so uninviting and the weather is horrible. Yeah, the weather is bad. The weather is weird here. Like, it gets super, super hot in the summertime, and it gets freezing cold in the winter. And like the weather's strange. Like next minute it's like raining, the next minute it's not. I mean, the weather is very strange here. So yeah. Let's see, right now it's nice and cool here. A little chilly, but very cool, Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm go over like I think I said this before. Yeah, I'm go back over like someone said in the post that people drive like idiots here. And they do. They drive like idiots. Psychotic motorists, lunatics, idiots. Yeah, like, and when it's and when the roads are raining and slick, they drive really fast in the rain, and it causes accidents. Yeah, then you got like dumb truckers who drive really fast, dumb Texas truckers who drive really fast on the slick, wet roads after a recent rain, or if it's raining, truckers and people in cars and pickup trucks drive really fast and they cause accidents. So yeah. The drivers here are lunatics and idiots here. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, I want to talk about the Texas Highway Patrol troopers, the troopers of the Texas Highway Patrol. I mean, these guys have a superiority complex, and they think they're better than everybody, and they think they're perfect, and they think they're an elite force, and I counter a lot of them. A lot of them are nuts. A lot of them are nuts. A lot of them don't care. They don't care about you. They act like they're better than you. Some of them are bitter and angry. You know, and it's like this. I remember I asked this. I went to this Texas Department of Public Safety area office. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you where it is. Um, I went in to look around, and out from nowhere, a Texas Highway Patrol trooper, sergeant, and a DMV staff member. The DMV staff member was a woman, and the Texas Highway Patrol trooper was a sergeant. Yeah, he was a sergeant. I think I said sergeant again. They both come walking up to me, and we talked. I mean, I got kind of scared because I thought this sergeant was gonna arrest me. But come to find out, they come out and they said they said that I looked like I was lost. I didn't know where I was, and I saw this mark on this officer's face. I mean, it was a birthmark. He told me that. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just some mark we got burnt up from something, from saving someone in a burning car. So when okay, I asked him this. This is annoying, and I asked him this. What's that on your face? I mean, when I said what's that on your face, when I said face, he cut me dead in the sentence and said this. It's a birthmark. I said, oh, okay. Look like you were a burn victim, like you just got burnt up or something. And he got upset and said this. Just like I said, it's a birthmark. Yeah, it is a birthmark, asshole. Whatever. Um, yeah, these guys are weird. They're crazy. They're a bunch of fools. I ain't saying all of them are, but their police training, their policing is kind of strange. Like for instance, okay, if you drive really fast down any highway in Texas, I say a freeway or the interstate or you wherever you want to call it, wherever I want to call it. I said, I'll call it the freeway. Okay, if you go past a Texas Highway Patrol unit with a trooper inside of it, and you go past them driving over the speed limit. I say like the speed limit on the freeway is 75. You're doing about like 90 miles per hour. You go past them, and this is the strangest thing. They'll pull onto the highway, and they'll drive really slow as far away, and then they'll like speed up behind you real quickly and activate the emergency lights to tell you to pull over. And I'm like, I don't know what it is, like why are you doing this? Like, I mean, you caught me speeding. I mean, you don't need to do all of this. Like, I mean, you're not an undercover cop. I mean, if you were an undercover cop, That would make a lot of sense. But yeah, but you yeah, but you but you're a hardened police officer. You got the police markings all over your car, and you stick out as a sore thumb. I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess they do that just to make you feel like, oh, we're not after you, and then they'll trick you. I guess when they speed up behind you. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of strange. I mean, and I also looked inside of a state trooper's car. I mean, me and my dad, and I saw some rope in the back of the car. It was kind of strange. And also, the Texas Highway Patrol troopers, I mean, when they arrest people, they don't put them in the back seat of the car. They put them in the front seat with them. They put them in the front passenger seat and had these like steel locks or something when they lock people in after they arrest them. And I'm saying to myself, like, I mean, and they don't have partitions in their cars, really. I'm saying, like, having those people you arrest do a Houdini and get after you. And I guess they think that they're so good, they're untouchable. And, they're not untouchable. Like, they can get hurt and shot and killed just like anybody else. I mean, they're not invincible. I mean, they can get hurt and shot and killed like any other police officer in America. But these guys just think they're perfect and they can't do no wrong. I don't know, like, I nearly got ran over by one at a gas station. He harassed me because I complained to this convenience store clerk about who was making me pay more for gasoline because she was a woman in a gas station who forgot to turn on this gas pump that was getting gas out of. Got pulled over by a whacked out one on the highway. And what else? Got ignored by two of them. Pulled me over one night when I was coming back home from working at Walmart from 4 p.m. to 1 in the morning. I was real tired. I was driving real fast, and I went past this Texas Highway Patrol cruiser with two state troopers walking around near this tow truck. And I swerved out of the way to avoid hitting them. Driving like in the middle of the highway to keep from hitting them. And as I drove away from them and got back into the right lane, I noticed a car behind me with no lights on was driving behind me. Then all of a sudden, all these red and blue emergency lights start flashing. Yeah, and it was a highway patrolman that pulled me over and got a traffic ticket for that, and he ignored me when he written me up. I asked him this, hey, do you know so and so? And he said this, nope, don't know him. And that's what he said. Yeah. Yeah, they're weird and they're crazy. Like, they're whacked out. They do a lot of weird stuff. They're, I don't know. It looks like they're taking Adderall or something. Like they're on crack or something. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and the highway system. The highway system to me is kind of weird. I mean, how the highways are constructed are weird. Okay, like the interstates. Okay, they have these roads that run alongside the freeway. Then you have then at a freeway interchange. They'll have like the freeway. They'll have the freeway on ramps and off ramps connected to these roads that run alongside the freeway, and it's kind of weird. I mean, like people on these roads that run alongside that run along that run along the freeway, like they stop. They have to stop or yield or give way to traffic coming off the freeway. And they do the same when someone's like getting on the freeway, and it's kind of weird. Like, I mean, I didn't know you can make a right turn on a side road to get on to the freeway on ramp. You know, and the traffic lights in the cities are like they're not vertical; they're horizontal. It's just the and the laws here are very stupid and they don't make any sense. And it's like this, okay, they're very strict on people not having both state maintained license plates on their cars, like having state maintained license plates, like one in the license plate holder in the front and one in the license plate holder in the back of the car or the vehicle. Okay, if you're driving down the road with just a with a state maintained license plate in the back and no state maintained license plate in the front, they're very strict on you. They'll give you a ticket, and they'll say this: you have to display both the front license plate and the back license plate on your car. What? I mean, and I noticed it's like they have this registration sticker on the windshield. Like it's on everybody in Texas has a registration sticker on the windshield of their car, and the registration sticker has the date and the year of the expiration on it. Then it has the plate numbers on the car. Like, I mean, you got the plate numbers, you got the plate number, the numbers on the plates, the license plates on the car, on the registration sticker. I mean, how about changing the law where like you can just have a vanity plate on the front of your car if you want, or or if you want a state maintained license plate on the front end of your car, or not, or just have a vanity plate and have a license plate in the back, and you just have and you have the plate numbers on the registration sticker, and you just go and just run the plate numbers on the registration sticker. I mean, they act like the plate numbers on the registration sticker doesn't exist, and this is the most dumbest thing about, like, if you have a classic car, like, okay, they give you an antique vehicle plate, and this is stupid. Like they have a temporary insignia or something on it, and you just like it's basically a Ziploc bag, and the temporary insignia is just a paper plate. It's a piece of paper you stick in the Ziploc bag, and you put it on the back of your car like it's a license plate, and it doesn't have the holes or anything like a paper plate, like on new cars. Like, it's just stupid. Like, I've seen cars with those on, and it just looks like tacky. It just looks shitty. And like, yeah, this is one of the stupid laws here. Like, really, it's just dumb. You know, I think one of the people in that post are right. I mean, this is a stupid state. Texas is a very, very dumb state. I mean, I call it the cheap star state because, well, because of the dumb laws and the low pay here on jobs and shitty healthcare. I just call it the cheap star state because it's a cheap ass redneck state, a cheap ass vortex shithole, and it sucks and it's garbage, and yeah. Yeah, it's shit. I mean, it's garbage here. Let's see, dude. see what I'm gonna say here. Okay, go back to what London said. Said the people of Texas have big egos and they brag about it, and he can't understand why people talk about why Texas is so great. He said Texas is an absolute horrible place with trashy people. Mm, yeah, again, yeah. Some of the people here are trashy. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some shitty people here. Like, yeah, I remember I went to this Dollar General store in Gladewater, Texas, along this highway called US 80. Um, went there. There was this blonde haired girl there. Like, she was a cross between the singer Pink and one of the members of the Dixie Chicks. She was trashy. She was just trash. You know, and I've seen some trashy trailer park trash rednecks at convenience stores. Like, really? The trashy. I mean, yeah, the hick rednecks are trashy. You know, and I have a friend who I went to school with. I mean, she's married to some white guy who with a long beard. I mean, he looks like one of the members from ZZ Top. Oh my god! I mean, yeah. Let's see what else. What else? Yeah. Yeah, Laura talked about she lived in this hellhole for 19 years and it has been a living nightmare. And she is here because her husband is from Texas and she's from Maryland. And she said the state is just plain nasty. She said the state is just plain nasty, and the people who call Texas home are uneducated, low life idiots. Yeah. Yeah, I remember this guy. Well, I remember this guy. Well, he's a neighbor. I mean, he lives next to me. He lives behind my house. His name is Bob. He's from Minnesota, and he talked about this guy putting a junk house next to his property, and the guy was a toothless redneck who wanted to put a junk house next to his property, and he had no teeth. And Bob said, this guy's just a hillbilly with no teeth." Yeah, yeah, yeah. Going back to the guy who said that he moved from California, he never made any friends here, and there's some others in the post who said they never made any friends here. Um, I made some friends here, you know, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the people I made friends with are kind of fucked up, you know. I went to school with some fucked up people. Yeah, made friends with some bland, boring people, you know, and you got some of those people who, you know, and I noticed this like like I have a sister and she's like friends with this guy and his family, and the guy and his family always talk to my sister, and when they see me, they don't say nothing to me. They don't go and try to talk to me, get to know me or anything. I find this kind of weird. And also, like, if you with somebody, you approach a text, and this person will talk to that person, and they'll ignore you like you don't exist. It's kind of weird. Like, like, when I see two people, like, I'll talk to that person, I'll go talk to the other. These people just talk to one person and just ignore the other. Strange. So yeah, so yeah. Yeah. What a dumb state Texas is. Yeah. Land of the idiots. Land of the jackasses. Land of the people who act like they're on crack cocaine. Yeah, home to the fucked up people. Yeah, home to the incredibly stupid. Yeah, it's like the majority of these people, trashy, poor, or rich. I mean, nice looking. I mean, I say like some of them, not all of them, have they have like they have no common sense whatsoever. Like it's like they're just insane. Like and there's no sanity here. It's just complete insanity, anarchy, chaos. Nothing makes sense. Everything is random as fuck. You don't know what's going on by one person. Like it's just like the inmates running the asylum here. Yeah, it's like the inmates running the asylum here. That's what it's like here. Jesus Christ! I mean, um, you know, yeah, they say it's one of the worst places for women. It's also one of the worst places for people with disabilities. I said this before. I mean, it's a place where people from other U.S. states and countries come to die. I mean, the people from other states and other countries, I mean, it's just like them going from sugar from where they are to shit here. Going from sugar to shit. And it is, I told some people who subscribe to my channel about how it is here. And they were shocked, and they said, "Oh, I'm crossing Texas off my list on the way because of the way you described it." And another person said this: "I didn't know. Now I know. I thought someone told me Texas was better than California and New York. Now I know. It's shit, just like those two. And it is shit." Okay, here's some more stuff about Texas. I said I was going to read any more on what I found online, but I'm going to go ahead and read some more. This is from Wyatt Tarnson, and it's titled "Howdy, Texas. Here's why your state sucks." Am I the only one here getting a little pretentious by the collective masturbation over Texas? Texas is the future. There's so much land. It's cheap to live, diverse, smart people, great weather, jobs. Rick Perry personally shakes each new citizen's hand. And on and fucking on. I'm not gonna shake Rick Perry's hand. I'm gonna slap the shit out of Rick Perry because he sucks. Death penalty loving piece of shit. Idiot. I mean, he's a guy that talked about Social Security is a Ponzi scheme. No, it isn't. Social Security. It's for people who are disabled and people who are retired, I think. And then he said this when he was running for president. Okay, let me read more. Now look, I have nothing against Texas. I've lived it. I lived here in a. I lived it a couple times and found it quite lovely. As much as you can find concrete lovely. It's no wonder there are so many JFK conspiracy theories, and you could fit the population of Fort Worth in one lane of Dealey Plaza with more shooters than a goddamn Czech army. I also delight in the fact that the entire world population could comfortably live in Texas with the population density of New York City. It it makes all those scary population growth. Chicken Littles look like the damn fools and closet eth- enthusiasts that they are. Plus, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Any state that can tell effect East Coast entities to shove it is definitely a friend of mine. What's little knowledged is the fact that George W. Bush is to think of all the good he did as governor of Texas. Bullshit. During his term because of all those policies are playing out now. That's an uncomfortable fact for many said elites that I relish. But all of this OMFG Texas is amazing. Think reminds me of San Francisco 1849 or Los Angeles 1920. Lots of people shifting somewhere else because they just can't cut it where they're at. There are a few things about Texas that may be uncomfortable for some of you. Dallas, Houston, Austin, San Antonio, the sleeper big city. Seriously, where the hell did you come from? But it's time to face the honky tonk music. First, legal immigration. Texas has a real goddamn legal immigration problem and doesn't seem to be doing a damn thing about it. I'd cared less if it affected just Texas, but Texas is the funnel for legal immigration to travel through the Midwest and towards the East Coast and Mountain West. Good news, the recession caused legal immigration to drop by 1 million people last year. Bad news, legal immigration increased by 200,000 that same year to Texas alone. The number of legal immigration in Texas combined would form the second largest city in Texas and the fifth largest in the country. Metro to Texas. You have the largest border with Mexico compared to any state in the Union. Get your shit together. Second, you have a lot less going for you than you think. The anthology that I can't think of to best describe your situation is a male model who stuffed his jock with a sock, or a female model who balloons 2 cup sizes with the help of Mr. Kintley. Libertarian economist Tyler Cron has a Time magazine cover story this week of 10 reasons Texas is our future. A disblunt look forward if I ever saw one. Let's read through them. Number 1, everyone moves here. Big fucking deal. Lots of people eat at Subway and it sucks. Number 2, the middle class squeeze, surprisingly not a trendy new juice bar concept, unrelated to Texas entirely. Number 3, automation. Still on the middle class squeeze topic. Texas is not responsible for me scanning my own groceries at the store and cheerfully avoiding the cashier's glass of Packinson added scanning hand. Number 4, the skills gap. Still about the middle class squeeze. Where are we talking about Texas in this article? Number 5, cheap land, cheap houses. Finally, we're back to Texas. And it's only to get them a reach around and having the same thing that 39 other states have. Number 6, cheap living generally. God damn, we're already trying to stretch to get that magic 10 on the list, aren't we? Number 7, jobs. Thanks for reminding me of recently departed Steve. You heartless bastards. Let's see here. Oh yeah, you can't make or get a job anywhere you want in this country if you work hard enough. Texas's new motto should be, if you're fucking lazy, come to Texas. Low taxes. We'll address this below. Number 9, the rise of the new cowboy. I don't know what the hell this is supposed to mean. I doubt the author does either. All I know is that in Texas there's steers and queers drinking beer, listening to Tears for Fear or something like that. The rise of micro houses, ladies and gents. This is what's called in the writing world as putting someone directly out of your asses. Yeah. I'm not gonna read anymore. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not gonna read it. Let's see. I'm gonna read one more, and I'm gonna call it a night. Yeah, it's nighttime because I'm making this video at night. Let's see. Okay, a list of why Texas sucks. Number 10, assholes in giant trucks flying down the highway at high velocity, weaving dangerously in and out of multiple lanes, all while talking on a cell phone. Number 9, doubler. Number 8, Christian conservatives teabagging lunatics who aren't satisfied with their church life at church and decide to take the church to your kids by simultaneously forcing their religious and political ideology upon the children in public schools, and then subsequently reduce the funding for said schools. Number 7, pro-Texan bumper stickers like, I wasn't born in Texas, but I got here as quickly as I could. Yeah, well, isn't that enlightening? I wasn't born in Texas either, and thank God for that. I wasn't born here either. Nope. Okay. Number 6. I sure would like to go to some public place, like shopping malls without some cross-eyed nitwit asking me if I have a personal relationship with Jesus. Do these people not have anything else better to do? Number 5, bumper stickers that read, Charleston Heston is my president. Charleston Heston is fucking dead. Maybe it's time you update the slogans you've glued to your truck. And while I'm on the subject of dumbass bumper stickers with meaningless phrases typed to them, I'm getting tired of these slogans you've glued to your truck. Number 4, and while I'm on the subject of dumbass bumper stickers with meaningless phrases typed on them, I'm getting tired of these macho guys with the real men love Jesus stickers shattered all over their gargantuan SUVs. I've got news for you. Real men think for themselves. Number 3, state and local government abruptly limit the amount of water households use for watering lawns due to drought, but give unlimited and unregulated direct access of water aquifers to the oil and gas companies that turn the pollutants to remaining drinking water. Number 2, what is it with these people and their obsession with homosexuals? And number 1, Texas pride. Hey, it's just a state, people. It's not even a good one. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Yep. This guy just summed up why Texas sucks. Why this piece of shit state sucks. You know, this state is garbage. And it is. So that's all I gotta say in this video, and yeah, I think this video isn't gonna get a lot of views and it's not gonna get a lot of likes or dislikes, but I don't care. I mean, I got some people who commented on one of my videos, tell me to talk about women and other things on this channel, and I'm gonna do that. So yeah, that's all I gotta say in this video. Fuck Texas. Yeah. So that's all I gotta say in this video. Bye.